males, children. You see a lot of it. The main thing is first to know how to differentiate, because sexuality and sex in itself are positives. And the less you look at them as the enemy, and the more you understand that it was this human being or human beings that violated you, that's the first step. The second thing is to know that sexual abuse and trauma, you cannot figure it out. You have to feel it out. The more you feel the pain associated to it, you let it surface, you cry about it, you scream about it, you release it. The more you do that, the more you feel it, the less amplified it will be. You feel it to heal it. That is the way it goes. And it's very difficult. So you need a very experienced individual to take you through it. I always say this. If you go to a psychiatrist, they will give you medicine to rid the pain and the anxiety and the trauma that you're feeling. You go to a psychologist, they'll talk therapy you out of it, talk you out of it to rid it. I am telling you, when you come to me as the skilled emotionologist that I like to be, I don't want you to get rid of it. Like I said, fear protects you. Pain changes you for the better, actually, as you heal it. I want you to come to terms with it and know that what you went through made you into who you are today. That doesn't mean you have to be grateful about it, but you just have to accommodate it as part of your life. It sucks. Nothing. This should never happen to anyone.
I agree. But basically, you make peace with it. You don't blame sex for it. You blame the individual who did that to you.
Yeah.
And then you forgive him, or no, you don't.
I don't believe in forgiveness. I am so sorry.
That memory that, one might have of that childhood or whenever, that act happened. How do you process that?
Exactly.
I mean, you cry, you scream.
I'm going to tell you how. So when I use the terminology that I don't believe in forgiveness, I'll tell you why. The first thing is, for me to forgive, I have to hold on to something and let it go. I don't want to hold on to it.
Right.
I just want to let it be.
True.
I want to let it be.
Yeah.
For me to forgive, I have to go back to that moment. I don't want to do that at all either. I don't want to move on. I have to go back to it to move on. I want to move forward. So I do not let it go and move on, or move on and let it go. I let it be and I move forward. I move forward and I let it be. I have it tattooed on me. Let it be. Okay, I am so clear about that. You cannot change it. And forgiveness is where you have to keep remembering something and forgive it. Forgive that individual. I do not forgive the individual that sexually assaulted me. I just say, you did what you did. I've moved forward. I have let it be.
Okay. And the same applies to men as well, because a lot of boys are also sexually assaulted, but we don't talk about them. For boys, it's even more difficult.
For me to forgive you means for me to give you importance.
Yeah.
I'm not going to give you
and
that
to tell you
importance.
that it's okay, but it's not okay. Nobody else can do that.
No, and I'm not going to, and I'm not superior enough to do that. I neither want to give you the importance, and nor do I want to pay any more attention to what you did.
Okay.
You did what you did, and I'm just going to let it be now.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. When should parents introduce their kids to the idea of sexual hygiene, emotional safety, and body positivity?
As early as possible. The first way to do it is, I feel, now I don't think you should have the talk about sex, about what sex actually is. And nowadays you can't even have that talk, because it's no more just this and that. It's this and that with. There's so many multiple fluid versions of it now. I think the main thing here is your children should know what private parts are. Your children should know who should be allowed and not allowed to actually touch those parts. I also feel that you need to be as comfortable with the whole idea of sex yourself in order to talk to your children or to help them understand what it is, to not shy away from the important things, to also introduce sexually transmitted diseases, protectiveness, all of those things. So is there an age? No, I would say there's more a mindset. You'll know when your child is ready. A lot of children are ready earlier than others. A lot of children are more curious than others. And I also do not believe that it has to be the man or the father telling the son. Even the mother can tell the son. But I feel, number one, don't make conversations about sex a taboo in your household. Number two, don't shut down questions about sex if your children come up to you, no matter how old they are. And number three, do not ever tell them, oh, we'll talk about it later. Immediately have a chat about it. If you are uncomfortable about it and you don't know how to go about it, trust your instincts. Talk to them about it the way you would have wanted to be spoken to about it yourself.
Interesting. Great. And what do you wish every parent would tell their preteen or teenager about sex, consent, and emotional wellness?
All right. I would want to say three things, three very important things. The first thing is you do not have to indulge in sexual activity to hold on to a human being. Okay? You do not have to. You're going to feel pressured to, but that is not the reason to have sex or to perform any sexual act. Number one. Number two, there is no age. When you desire it, there is no age. But when you do desire it, know that there's a responsibility and a repercussion that come. Explain both. Let them know that there is a risk of STDs. There is a risk of pregnancy. There are multiple risks over here. Number three, saying no is stronger than saying yes. And that is the truth. Because when you say no, you actually are saying no because you're thinking about yourself first. As I said, sexual pleasure is about you. Sexual acts are about you. Sexual mindset is about you. We have all been taught, culturally conditioned to believe, if you're married, don't say no twice. You must have it if he wants it. It is important. No, that is not true. Indulging is up to you.
Yep.
It is for you. And when you make it about you, it's much more enjoyable for the two of you. So that, and of course, the main and most important thing is if you are feeling forced, it's not going to be fun. It's not only it's not going to be fun, that's not an experience you want to have.
True.
Because sex is biological, it's instinctive, it's part of you. It's supposed to make you feel good. And if you feel forced, something's not right. Go with your fear, go with your gut.
True. That's what you just said right now. The entire thing is so important. I think parents need to learn this by heart and say it to their kids.
Absolutely.
How can families create emotionally safe environment where children feel free to talk about it? Today as a mother, I might just feel like, okay, if my daughter asks me, I'm going to say this. But how can we assure that we have a safe environment where she feels okay to come to us and ask questions?
Okay. Human beings do three things. And as long as they keep those things checked, it's important. The first thing is parents love to have an ego. Check your ego at the door when any conversation about sex is coming in or any conversation about your child's welfare, well-being, emotions, whatever it is. Don't shut down your boys if they're crying. Don't tell your girls not to scream.
Yeah.
If you're going to encourage positive emotions, you got to encourage the negative as well. So that's number one. So let emotions flow. Let behavioral patterns flow. Again, ask the whys. The biggest way to create a safe environment is to ask why. Number two, don't shut them down, as I said, because shutting them down is an unhealthy environment. And number three, talk about sex openly in the sense that sex is not taboo anymore. Talk about it openly. If they want to discuss it, boyfriends, girlfriends, everything, but let them know that there's a balance, a healthy balance to everything. And, as long as you understand that you're checking your ego, you're checking your judgment, we love to opine, you're checking all of these, I would say, the mindset of it's what I believe. And you're not open to understanding them, as long as you kind of keep these elements in check, the environment automatically transitions to being a healthy one. I hope that answered your question.
Yeah.
A good parent, especially when it comes to anything related to sexual health and sexual wellness of their children, a good parent is not the best speaker, it's the best listener. And I've always listened when it comes to anything that is in this aspect, emotional, sexual, things that I felt my child needed and was very sensitive, in terms of what the topics were. It wasn't about what I was saying. It was about what I was hearing and how I was responding to what they were saying.
Okay.
So it was more about understanding what they were saying. It had nothing to do with my words. It had everything to do with theirs.
Interesting. Okay. So how you're just present there to listen to them.
Understand. It's only about understanding. If you understand your child, you can process anything for them.
Okay. Now, according to you, what are the top things that parents can be careful when it comes to, like, their child should not be, abused sexually, through relatives, friends? What are the few things that should be a strict no? For example, night overs, at friends, are there few protocols that you think we should maintain?
First and foremost, I would like to say that I don't think that any of us should put that much pressure on a parent. I don't blame my parents for what happened to me, even though it was my dad's best friend. I don't blame them. So I don't want parents to feel that this is their fault if it happens. Again, just like I say, it's not the act, it is that person. Even for the parents, it is that person. The parents may never even know that they were like that. I would say, number one, train your children to know what to do, to know what is a normal touch and what is not. So educating your child on sexual abuse is very important. So they know. Number two, let them always know to move around in groups, to not be alone, to have a cell phone fully charged, to not take a drink from someone that, that they have not gotten themselves, non-alcoholic as well. Number three, to go with their gut. If they feel uncomfortable around a human being, they should be able to call you and say, Mom, Dad, pick me up. I just need to be comfortable. Number four, to know that if it does not feel right, it is not right.
Yeah.
And number five, one of the main things is, yes, if your child is going for a sleepover, make sure that the parents know about it. There are other parents there. There's no substances involved, things like that. And when it comes to relatives, I say this to most parents, a lot of parents are very forgiving of what their family members do. If your gut tells you something, leave it. I mean, believe it and then leave that situation. I never told my parents about what happened to me. But I never saw that man again. And I thought it was very strange. So 6 years ago, I told my mom that this happened because 6 years ago, I told my mom. I was 15 then. And 6 years ago, I finally told my mom. My dad died not knowing. And I asked her just one question. I said, I don't want to take his name, but I said, why did I never see him again? She's saying, I just didn't like the way he looked at you. And I'm so sorry I did not stop it before it happened. They had come to stay with us for a few nights. And she's like, I just didn't like the way he looked at you. So the day he left, I told your dad, I never want to see that man again. I don't like the way he looks at Shalu. And that was it. So trust your instinct. As a mother, as a father,
Yeah. What are the 3 red flags that couples tend to ignore, but they shouldn't when it comes to a disconnect?
Okay, are we talking about only sexually or are we just talking about a disconnect in the marriage or something?
In the marriage, just 3 red flags.
I would say the first thing is not communicating at all, even about things that are bothering you.
Okay.
I think your partner should be one of your go-tos. Like I said, I get you and I got you. The I got you is I got your back. If you feel you cannot go to your partner for a situation, I think that is one thing that you should definitely address. Number 2, I would say something that I find very important is where you just, every time you communicate in a tone that is very dismissive or disrespectful, you know? I think those two things are very important to pay attention to. Why are you so agitated or irritated all the time? And number 3, which I think is very, very important, is where you do not make time for one another alone. Date night, cliched date night. It doesn't have to be a flamboyant date night. It's just got to be time with one another, just spent intentionally and purposefully to just spend time with one another.
True. That. Amazing. I think such insightful things you spoke about.
Thank you.
And I would like to talk more. And I'm sure this is going to help so many people out there, girls, boys, women, men, to understand this, or at least if there is something wrong, to seek help in this situation. Not a lot of people talk about it, and you're very brave to be doing that. So thank you so much.
Thank you. And I loved your questions.
Thank you.
Thank you for being so bold and asking the most relevant questions which people do not ask.
Thank you.
I appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Jagati. Pleasure.